Robert back here. Got my little Force 10 kerosene pressure lantern that my buddy Steve gifted me. It runs just the way it is, but my generator tip, I need a generator tip, and the needle is broke. But I bought a complete rebuild kit from Britley for the 150 candle power. I'm not going to need all this. I'm probably not going to need all these gaskets and stuff, but I did go ahead and buy the full kit for parts in case I need them. But I've never tore into this one yet. Like I said, it runs good, but I'm going to go ahead and tear it down, give it a complete cleaning inside out, and fire this thing back up, replace that tip. And just for a size comparison, check that out. It's a little bitty lantern compared to the full-size version. I really like it. I think it's going to be one of my favorite lanterns. 237 and now this little Force 10. But first of all, first is first. It's cool out here this morning. We're going to need a little heat. Got my little 222. This is no crusty lantern. Been hanging in my shop for a few years. Had a busted globe. I bought it for parts. Had a chip in the top. Well, actually, this one had a good vent, and I swapped it out with put it on my better lantern. Just done a swap out, and this had a broken globe, and I had this little stainless steel mesh globe that came in a candle lantern that I bought at Goodwill years ago that I'd broke the globe to, and I cut it down to fit in here, so that's pretty cool. So let's see if we can fire this thing up. This lantern is like I said, been hanging around several years. And the only thing I had to do to it, I had to replace a O-ring in the valve. It was leaking. I mean, I didn't even have to change the cap gasket. And it fired right up. Gonna be a little cold-natured. Yep, I've done flooded it. She'll take off here in a minute. Yep, she's really cold-natured. Like I said, it's cold out here. So just set this off the side for a little heat. All right, that's my do-it-yourself top reflector that I made from an old brass lid I picked up. I've got a separate video on that if you want to see it. So I cleaned it up a little bit since I made the video. I put it on my drum sander and cleaned the edges up a little bit, made a little better fit. But I like it. Pull off our top burner assembly. Yeah, last time I lit it, I blowed the mantle. He's got a ceramic burner cap. It's not going to need this, but I'll go ahead and run it through there just to be on the safe side. Like I said, this thing burns. Make sure no critters crawled up in there. Put that in the vinegar and clean it up. Picked up a 9/16. I know that's not going to work. This European is going to be metric. So that's going to be a 15. Our generator tip is a 9mm. Not really much I can do to that other than boil it in vinegar and flush it out. Got this old antique key. Took my Dremel and I cut a little slot in it, notch, ground it down. And it will fit right in there. Turn loose that valve nut, valve wheel nut. Got a little notch cut in it, and so I had to cut a slot in the key. That way it fits around the stud there. Got a little lock washer in behind it too. Let's go ahead and put that back on there. Let's put our retaining nut back on. Valve stem is a 10mm. Once you loosen that up, you can pull your tip cleaner assembly out. I'm not going to take that apart. It's no need to. It's already threaded where I need it for the tip. Tip will just screw onto the end of here. That fits in a little tip there, just fit in that slot. As you turn it, it will rotate that rod up and down. Flat blade screwdriver. It's got a single screw down in here. Lift off the burner cage. There's our heat shield and built-in preheat. This should just slide off here. First of all, we got to get this locked down. Let me drain the fuel out of this thing. Should be a spring in here with a little pip if I'm not mistaken. There we go, there's a spring in the pip. thing was sealing, but yeah, we'll go ahead and replace that. Okay, this rapid preheater. Pull the tip off her first. It's come off in 2 pieces. I love this old antique wrench. Man, I can get leverage with that. Alright, there's the tip. That thing has got a super small hole in it. I don't have a anything that will fit that small to clean that hole out. But we will shoot some carb cleaner through it. She's clear. See, I'll put that wrench down on there like that. It's got the deep well. So able to loosen that up. Okay, we're going to have another pip in here. I can unscrew that. Yeah, my new kit comes with a complete assembly. But I'm going to save that because I can replace that pip. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same pip that the Ilm 1950 military stove uses. That's what I put in my 500 candle power. Let's go ahead and replace that pip. They have pinned this pip into place. The original was not pinned in there, so I can replace that one. But it's a replacement. There's no way to replace it when it goes bad. You know what, that new one, it's not going to thread in there. It's a little bigger. I'm going to mess up my threads. This is made for the Petromax, so we're not going to use that. Let's just go ahead and replace this pip here. Really don't want to heat that brass. See, it is so thin, and you heat it, it gets soft. I bent my Petromax trying to heat it and burn it out. That done it. think we got it. Yes. We're in business. My screwdriver is not hardly thin enough. I'm barely gripping that. Alright, there's that pip replaced. I don't see any reason to replace that lead seal. I think she'll be fine. Screen looks good. No corrosion. So we're good to go on that. I don't think that comes down any further. As far as we can go with it. Didn't really need to pull that. I just pulled it for demonstration purposes, just to show you all the takedown on this thing. There's the pump. Alright, cross your fingers. Try to pull this check valve. Got it locked in the vise. I'm kind of leaning in on this screwdriver. Yes, I think she turned it. Okay, once again, we should have another pip and spring in here. She feels kind of hard, but she does seal. Alright. She's a little different than the Petromax. This is the Petromax pip that goes in there. But this does look like the M1950 pip. Nope. I think it's still going to be the 1942. That one went in a lot easier. That did not happen again. I dropped that in there and it fell right into the hole. you have it. 150 candle power, Horse 10 kerosene pressure lantern. Okay, y'all like these kind of videos? You know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.